Hello boys and girls, it's me, Yoshi here, and welcome back to my 100% playthrough of Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition for the Nintendo Switch, which people again seem to be enjoying, so yeah, we're still doing a lot of it. Of course, we're going to be taking a break for this the next week, for reasons I already mentioned in the previous video. Go ahead and watch that if you haven't done so already, and watch all the rest of my videos of the Hyrule series. This is about 200 videos on almost. Yeah, like we're at part like what 227 or something. I'm just trying to predict. I haven't actually looked at it, but about that number right now. And yeah, it's been a little bit confusing ride so far, but I think it's been overall going really well. If there was any character that was weaker at taking out nukes, it's probably Tetra. So once again, gonna have to magic fountain spam literally everything to ensure we get the troops we need. Actually makes me wonder how many troops are even in this way. Like how many can you actually get? Like this is absolute like still like take it out now. It's probably a limit, but it'd be nice to see how much troops you can see. Not just defeating the 600 for the A rank. What about defeating more? Like, how many can you actually defeat as battles? That I wonder. I know we can defeat like 5 or 6 A and just Battle 4 alone, but what about the other battles? I've never really tested those out. Of course, now that I know that the DL3 of these battles require 1,600 troops each, it's not that bad to go through them, so I'm only defeating what's required. It is still quite a bit, especially for these earlier missions now, I'll say that much. Oh my gosh, we're getting the longest fight possible here. Taking a while. Anyway, yeah. As you guys know, though, we did the first part of Tetra's Challenge Zone in the last video. I also kind of gave us a hint of the new playthrough, but you can just watch the previous video if you haven't seen it yet. I'm not going to say it again, because I do want to actually focus on this, because Tetra's Challenge Zone might be a little trickier than shows I've done so far. Maybe not, but I don't know. It seems like it could be a little trickier. Actually do this in the instead of later. See if that changes anything. Looks like we're the weak point set right away because of that. Alright, so maybe doing it right there is probably better. That seems to be the combo we want to use most optimally for these kinds of battles. But other than that, yep, it's an RE character who does not have good AoE, so again, we're just bouncing on everything. That's the best way to do this. I'm honestly not sure how long it would take me to do each battle without magic fountains. Like if I was playing the original and actually like 600 troops somehow, that would probably take forever. In the original game, they also just put 1,200 as the AO count requirement like each battle, so it's like weird. A little weird, but it is what it is. That was a good amount. Going up here because this seems to have the most troops here. I think we do be enough now. He sent some of the other troops here by the finish off. She wanted to stay alive for longer. Now one of those weird times where the character was stuck in an animation doing something, so he could not be defeated right away. Probably safest is to actually just use specials on the Dark Darunian. easier. But I don't want to take, like, bag damage. I think that's the best way of doing it. Okay, at least got rid of Manandala using that strat. Now let's quickly take out the Dark Civilians. That should survive. That survived. Now let's not do specials for a bit because we need to wait for their actions to go through. Jane's Goa will probably survive this. I wonder how you're supposed to even do this without. But yeah. Now it's starting to catch up. No, I wasn't even doing anything. Oh wow, I hit one extra time and that pushed her over the mark. By the way, the 50% mark is where Goa starts doing the cheat stuff, but I'm tired of it, so we're just gonna use basic attack instead. I think the reason why using magic boss won't work so well, so I think we're gonna probably just not even fight anymore. It seems like we just like don't take too long to defeat them otherwise. Anyways, this strat I see over here seems to be the best way to defeat them. Not the best combo, but also not the worst, I guess. Could be worse there. Thankfully we'd be able to stash it fairly quickly. Guess we managed to squeak out a win there. Not bad, everyone. Pardon me by everyone, I mean just her. Alright. Okay then. On to the next battle then. Everything else is also open on my computer. Unfortunately, I can't really check that because we're busy recording right now. So, back to this again. Especially with this character, I definitely, more importantly than ever, need to remember to do anti-boss warrior, or else I'm gonna fall very far behind. I may actually do some grinding for bronze materials to make up for this. It seems like we are losing quite a bit. Fortunately, there's not really great ways to grind bronze materials in this game. The best way seems to be to just go in a battle that's infinite with a great character that can trigger the master and then just keep going around defeating every transport captain you come across. As well as defeat every normal captain you come across in battles like this. All the while making sure not to actually use anti-boss formula so you waste more time. That way you get more materials back to fuel your anti-boss formula. Of course, we're still going for experience. We might actually use the experience run a little bit here, but it didn't seem to matter so far. Did seem to give us level 2 that we got pretty easily, so it didn't take that long yet. Of course, we also grinded the characters for a while using X-Evac, because one of the things was get all the characters to max level, which, if anybody's wondering, yeah, I showed you in a previous video, again, don't watch previous videos, but yes, we have got max level with every character. It's one of the more annoying objectives done. Of course, we still have quite a few more annoying objectives to get through. These guys are just kind of stuck in the midair. I'm still trying to hit them, like nothing happened. That was a little weird. Right there. You can skip their animations if stuff happen, and that might help out a bit. Doing this at least somewhat fast. Of course, we still need to use 10 on everything. So we'll go ahead and use one here since we haven't done so already. Oh, that one is... Oh, knocked down the I don't know if the prison gets that. Maybe it was just me using magic before that made it, yeah. So I think we just needed to use, yeah, strap pills, yeah. So, yeah, if you use fairy magic, by the way, during them battles, Things can still get up while you're using them, so you never want to use that when a boss is down. Which is kind of annoying when it is one of the most useful moves that you use all the time. Also, nice. Oh, mouth. Maybe we'll be lucky today. Who knows? Yeah. Insight, I'm pretty sure everybody can figure that out by now. Anyway. Actually, quickly trigger 1,000 kills. I'm gonna have to probably go out of my way to do it, but whatever. I'll do it anyway. Just get that out of the way so that it starts saying. I got a freeze though on it because slash and weak point. Yeah, when you do any weird animation like slash and weak point and whatnot, it doesn't let you continue on to the next text box until that animation ends. Another reason why you're trying to avoid this possible. Okay, so since I didn't really use magic here, we're gonna have to make up the sound by just using it here and more later. That text box was still on screen when we defeated that guy, so I didn't seem to waste that much time. We could probably actually just get the rest of the troops just defeating the other enemies, as long as we focus on the important ones that I want to do first. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to deal with these dudes first. We get Doe and the Summoner first, and then the guy on top here before defeating the last enemies. You're gonna go down first, and we're gonna focus on kill first with like a set of the trickier bosses to do as Dark Forest. Especially when that happens. Almost got that off in time. There's just so much to scope at once though. A little too tough for me to do there. Okay, well, it seems to have gotten our troop count up. Alright, got it done that time. So now we just have the dark bosses left. Done. Hey, Ardrock's Flametail thing as a knockback hitbox away that keeps hitting you even, and it's not directly, even though it's not directly damaging. You know, I find that to be quite an annoying part of Ardrock's characteristics. I'll say that much. Okay, good. We defeated Goma there. Goma's a little tougher to do with the Seer strat, so we definitely have to be right. I'll just keep this guy while we're waiting for Goma to stop being an idiot and jumping for a reason, even though I'm right in her freaking face. Still delay. There we go. Yeah, I wish the Vince would recognize the player much sooner. It feels like they sometimes take forever to attack you, and other times they attack right away. In between. Okay, well, we made that work. Get a little bit more troops count there than we wanted, but then again, when you're playing as Tetra, you gotta have to play it safe and go for as much as we can. I'm gonna do what I did the last time I did this. I'm gonna wait until the very last minute to show off her picture animation again. Well, except when I might do it on accident. We'll see, but actually, maybe showing off next might be better. We'll see. want to switch characters now. It'll be time for key Japanese in a minute, just not right now. I almost did it again. Okay, let's just make sure, yeah, okay. I was worried that we forgot that, but no, we did not forget it, thank goodness. So we got Anti-Os Formula on. I am wondering what I should even use that is like a silver ability, because we haven't really used any silver abilities in a while. We've just been using the bronze ones so far, the ones that require bonds with areas. Not silver ones. We could theoretically still use some of those. I played a little bit just because I'm trying to wait for that other stuff down here. There's not much I can say. No wonder like Tetra's basic calls like basically that, which we just showed off there. Play over here just so we can take a few more coops. There we go. That enemy is gone. Hey, this time the hard transfer troops found right away. Go on and wait for him to appear as we did the last time. Could see her here or somewhere else. Oh wait, no, yeah, it's right here. Where we need to go. Take out this Agitek troop right away. Oh jeez, that went so fast it skipped the magic stash troop, made the enemy stronger animation. This guy's just kind of standing still. What are you doing, man? I'm right here. Didn't even want to. He was that scared of me that he didn't even want to approach at all. You're not afraid of Tetra? Alright, well. It's gonna be the last thing here, because you're gone, mister. Mr. Zan. Coward. Coward, just like always. Didn't even want to attack Tetra. Maybe he was a little bit smarter, he would have captured Princess Zelda, maybe Tetra by now. Nope. Not really. Characters there. I'm not just saying that to be weird either. That is technically powered according to what his storyline says. Also, we could just do this. Yeah. Honestly, I shouldn't really bother doing the overkill strat. I think if I could just like do as much damage as I can and then overkill the boss, that seems to be actually the more effective way of taking him out with Tetra. I just do that generically because I know for a fact that's the fastest way of doing Goma and Arjak, because I feel like they're just too hard to take out otherwise. Same goes for Manhandle, although Manhandle I did still take out with strategy, which is different. And it's mainly because for some reason Goma has been more defense than the other takes damage from the air attacks, even though we have Anti-Os Warriors to drop that defense. Oh, here we go. If you're wondering, yes, I sometimes use Magic Power when I'm XP Factory here, because that's the only way I can really optimize doing stuff. Did not expect it to actually do the 1,000 kill mission. More often than not, it doesn't do it there, and then other times it does. There's not really any. It either appears or it doesn't appear. A little weird, but it is what it is. No, I guess. Get out of my face. Boss. Now I remember to say, it just took a bit. The hijack strat still works just fine, that's good to hear. So we took him out pretty fast. Let's take out these other troops before taking out the fast boss. So I want to make sure these guys are first. The main reason I defeat the Captain Source, by the way, is because of that thirst rock, at least in this battle. And for those of you who don't know, you kind of pick for something else. Since it's active when you're trying to spawn waves in this hidden, it will not spawn the next wave until later. So there's a small time waste to have those on screen. So by doing things in a particular way, you can make this appear when you want them to. Just went ahead and grabbed the hard side away just so it was kind of low already. Okay, finally, let's go to take out Zant really quick now. Okay, well, at least the real Zant, like the dark part, seems to be not as much of a coward and is trying to at least face me head on, but. And he just gets interrupted by the base. It's kind of weird. You can just kind of attack him and he can't really do anything to harm you as long as you keep attacking. Some of his specials even get interrupted. See, it's there to take out in terms of just the normal. There's in terms of enemy captain. Oh, that was cool. We defeated him with the Triforce. The power of the Triforce, yeah? Power Triforce, we're definitely winning this. I think so. Don't be silly, folks. Anyway, we'll just use one more magic. This should be more than enough to take out the enemies, and then we'll just kind of go with the flow after this. Oh, depending on what happens here. Come on. I'm gonna go for him next, because I do want to beat him first, since he is the tankier of the characters so far. A little bit longer to take out. You really want to see it, especially at the tiny little pieces. Well, my character's already tiny. Why would you want to do that? Wouldn't that make it smaller or even more annoying? Just thought I'd say something. Okay, well, just like last time, we want to take out Nerd Zan first whenever we can, because so many of them. Because Zan's invincibility things with that attack built last on, it's faster to just let him get rather than run away. For those of you who don't know, there exists a trick where if you run away when an enemy is doing an invincibility attack, for some reason the game won't load what they're doing. However, this console's still not made to show things happening on screen, so to save time, the animation is completely canceled. When you turn around again, they'll be in a neutral position again. It's a little bit trickier to do with certain bosses, but yeah, you can do it on the prison when it's down in this snake-like slithering animation, whatever it's called, like this snake animation. You can make him get up from that as well. You can also instantly make any other boss get up too. In fact, you can time on that too when you have multiple characters, which we haven't been seeing because, well, we can only use one character in challenge modes. But yeah, you can save time on that too by literally getting up. There we go. We should be on the final wave now. Go, we got Ganon defeated already. Dark Ganon, that is. I'm surprising how quick those allied troops free on this battle. Heart transfer troops, that is. Alright. Of them. There's only one set of assassins to go after this. Well, that was a fast animation, and there. Didn't even see a Tetra up there at all. And here's the victory animation again, in case anybody forgot about it. There we go. Now we don't have to watch that again, so let's focus on the next battle. That's the didn't take nearly as long as I expected. It wasn't sub 10 minutes, but it was still pretty fast. That's just what anti-boss formula does. It would take really long without it, to be fair. That's why we use anti-boss formula in these battles, because they straight up save a lot of time. Before that loop, I was not using this at all, but now I'm using it in every battle, and it just really works out in these specific survival battles. Okay, yeah, this is Ganon's Tower. Just making sure. So now we're at the last battle of this setup, and that, of course, means we're using magic again. We might actually start... We could try using regular magic again for a couple of strats. The problem is, the enemies still deal a lot of damage. I'd rather have invincibility frames of trying to run away from the dead stuns than try to manage it to break through them, but still take damage, because this is a really hard battle to go through fast and also try to stay alive. Nice, that leveler moved right into my way at the right time. If anybody is wondering what Tetra's default starter weapon thing effect is, or special, it's basically just that. Just leaves a constant pull in the ground. Not much you can do with it. Sometimes it'll slow enemies, but other than that, it doesn't seem to do much. The air specials are just way better. What I mean by non-radio specials, I mean the combo ones. I should just say combos from now on, because in general, those are combos that we're talking about. Didn't have a special there, so we had to just take that. Oh. Again, he just kind of breaks through that. Oh my gosh, we're really taking a full hit. Okay, maybe let's use Special Fountain correctly so we can start getting out of it. As a melee character, as you can see, Tetra does not do very well against these guys at all. It'll probably be the hardest part of the we've had to do yet. may be tempted to defeat them with specials that we can't. So probably the safer strategy is going to do the alternative normal stage strategy. And what I mean by that is we're just going to really quick smash them over and over again instead. That probably seems to be the more bet. Tetra. Yeah, we'll try to defeat these guys right away before they get here so we can quickly get through them. Yeah, we weren't fast enough that time, but that worked out. Still pretty fast. We'll at least speed for the first race, since it doesn't seem to have any creatures to defeat here anyway. Again, doing a strat. Use a special after 2 attacks. Then do the same. Seems to work just fine. Taking him out. Good. And because it's a longer battle, we'll try to make the most of our magic uses again, like we did normally. Alright, so because of trying to do this normally, we're gonna probably be using the bow a lot for this game part, because the way to really not get got by them is to use the bow. And you can even do it while they're not doing the feint. It's not required to defeat them, but it does help by stunning their animation. And of course, it's their weakness, so if we use this, we can make them attack enemies around themselves. It's the main reason why we want to have the bow, because that's the Reded's weakness. That's how we do a lot of damage to them. So we can very much keep making them attack around. Don't have a good strategy set up, that's probably the easiest way to defeat the Reded, just until they're vulnerable, then attack. I honestly mostly just used special down there just to ensure that I had to have special at all. It'd be really hard to do it without it. Let's actually take out this guy first, because he's right far away from the others. Give me a better chance to do stuff. Oh wow, we had all 3 of them at once there with that one special. That was nice. Probably better to just do this on attack first. That bow is really working well against them. So he's doing some stun at first, and also because it's whenever they do a super move, we can just immediately counter it. Okay, wow, just doing that, we've done about half damage to this other Reded already. Now we're gonna slash him too. Right, just need a strat for Tetra at the very least. Guys, it's still pretty tough to do fast. Special on him before he uses anything else here. Yeah, running away from knocking him down there. So annoying, but what can you do sometimes? We're already down to our third magic fountain use because we haven't been getting much magic drops. Sometimes you can get a lot of magic drops from these enemies, other times you'll get nothing at all. I think the only thing I really want to do in this save is to make sure we trigger the 2,000 enemies message right now. My only the most fearsome terror of the Great Sea. Yeah, you monster should be worried about me. She's she's the terror of the Great Sea, clearly. That's what she's trying to accomplish here. Alright. once again, we're gonna have to use this. I think this is already our last use, so we better be cautious now of using it. I better use it on every tail as it runs. Take a little bit of damage for it. This is you right here. We'll just attack you right now. Okay, so we're gonna use a juggle. How does it feel to get juggled to read that? Now I'm the one who's cheating, clearly. Okay, let's quickly use magic before this runs out. Yeah, we need to get... I forget how much it is exactly, so I usually just go up to like 4,000 a year or more. And the way I try to set it up is at least 1,000 kills per part, per chin of the map. Okay, good. We didn't get cheated there. That hard out just in case we need it. And I think is... yeah. We do want to be here. So you can immediately take out this magic stash troop and prevent the forces from being powered up again, which means we skip elimination again. Now, very awkwardly, because Gova's probably a lot more annoying than Lana, we're gonna have to do this part first. And because I don't know where my stuff is at, we're just gonna use two specials since it also attacks hopefully Dark Mana on the side, although we didn't really get that one. So that should have at least split up the Lanas a little bit. Now we'll just finish them off. We have left. Normally we do want to defeat these guys first, but for some reason the Lanas always are positioned in a weird spot when we on them the same time as Dark, as that Goma which you saw earlier. So if we try and do that later, it just doesn't work well at all. So no matter what, we're gonna have to deal with the different messages about being up no matter what. We'll go ahead and use whenever magic out there. Why not? Get a few more troops while waiting for these to clear out. Feed another moblin while we're at it. Okay, good. We can use another one of these. What we're really looking for is for those bosses to drop full magic. Haven't been getting lucky with it. Tackling enemies normally from chance will make a difference. Thought I defeated you. Apparently not. There we go. Oh, there he is. I'll just special to get out of this. Then I tried to do the thing. Messed up because of it. What I meant by doing the fan, I mean by actually firing my bow and arrow and not standing there and doing nothing. Okay, well that was cool. We defeated him with the bow and arrow. Very often you get to do that in this game. Alright, engine about here should be okay. Good, we got a lot of troops there. We'll just take out all these captains to make sure. Look out this dude. Just run away here. I'll confirm that this guy will attack the other dudes. Oh, special. About to get tier. Oh, okay, that was still going on. Not really in the right spot here, so we're pretty much forced to take the hit here that time. If I had specialed, I would have hit nobody in case anybody was blind to death. Now I'm trying to be a sneaker and use a ranged attack, even though we're kind of right already in his face. Somehow, by the way, we're already almost at 4,000 troops. Since there's still 4 more raids to go, now I think is the time where we're gonna stop using magic again. Again, I'm probably still gonna be fair though, I know, and go to 5k kills, but that's just what I do. Alright, we'll take out these Aerofoss first. Yeah, I know we don't need to defeat these moblins, but I like to do it anyways, because we are sort of still somewhat slowly from that. We still have plenty, it's just I'm worried I might run out. You do use 175 per, what is it called? Yeah, anti-boss format, thing that we've been using for the past videos now, at least on these survival battles. Kinda tough to do these battles without it. Let's take out the Hyrule first because he's right by. Knight nearby. Now we just need to take out the remaining components and end the battle. This wave. Take out that Moblin while he's here. Not at this point. We have plenty of essentials too, so we'll use a couple essentials here. Good, barely beat him again. A little tricky, but we've been able to do that. Good, we got that transport captain before he ran. So fans either here or on the far edge. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's on here. I'm just gonna ignore him for a moment. I have the heart because I'm not feeling safe. Now we're gonna run over here and actually probably just bait these guys in the middle of the map before using this. Why not? To get them all at once. I'll get us really close to 4,500 troops, and I think Lana's a little bit more dangerous than Pen right now, as long as we can stay away from him. Probably be focusing our efforts on Lana first instead. Finally got a chance to attack her, and there she goes. I have something to do. Bye. This is just their animation. Like, oh, I have something to do. Bye. See you later. Funny. How well does this work against the eye? Oh, okay, well, apparently we just kind of get kills. Okay, maybe I should have used that more often. Oh, hello. Yeah, the second wave is right here already. Dude, what the heck? It spawned right on top of me. I was not ready for that. I've never seen that happen before. They must have just shown up. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn around a bit. Seeing these guys first. Just go ahead and defeat him. See ya first. Why not? Get around the way. He's selected to be my end. But it probably will be, unfortunately. And I'll just see what happens here. Oh, okay, we're using magic. And yes, I found using magic here when a sign already pops up is optimal because the voice line is already wasting, the dialogue is already wasting a little bit of time. So if you do this now, save. Still get the troops you want, but not waste as much time as you would normally. Alright, this is the strat where we want to probably defeat Dark Hardrock first, just because he's going to be really annoying, constant power-wise. Oh, jeez. Did not mean to actually go for Sia directly, but this Moblin seems to have other ideas so far. Alright, we've defeated Dark now. Okay, well, it seems we've not taken nearly as much damage, but that's mostly because we've been playing this mostly safe for the most part. Alright, let's try a different strat against Sia. And what I mean by that is using the Shower of the Triforce on her. fine. Seems to work well. Do it out like that for good measure, and yeah, now we're easily at 5k achievement. So the only time we'll use magic now is if we need to Bombo Santa, which of course lowers the enemy's defenses, which is very important for this battle, by the way. Do not do it without it, so you're probably going to regret it. Let's take out this Rally Captain first. I don't know how long I've been taking. I'd rather not have the boss get a boost, so let's do that. This magic just cause can. Then we'll take out that last. These are way all this ERCs been ready all this time just for me to hit their butts. Alright. I guess we'll go ahead and grab this while we still can. I know we do not need to do it, but I just like to do it anyway. Not like this. It's buggy out with all those water slashes. If you wonder why I'm getting worried, well, that's because if you hit particle effect sounds in certain areas, it can sometimes lead to a game crash. And water spamming is not something I'd like to see happen. So I get a little worried whenever that happens. But to be fair, the prison wasn't really intended to be here either, so since that they would probably have that happen a couple times. Alright, well, save. Yeah, we made it through just fine. Well, so we managed to squeak a win there. Good. Which means we're done with this challenge, at least with Tetra. So now we have to do this again with the next character, which is going to be King Daphne's, of course. Yeah, that took a lot longer. That was with the boost, by the way. That still took like 17. Nice. Definitely felt long. Let's just get rid of everything except for Pacific one. Which I believe is at the end. Yeah, there it is. There we go. Okay, we got a good amount of mats back from that. Good to see that we're still getting our bronze materials back quite a bit. Well, there you have it. It's battle and boss challenge done with Tetra. The next character will be King Daphne's. King of Hyrule, supposedly, although not really, is actually different. If you're wondering why I confused it with King Bro, that's because I do Brave Breath of the Wild, and he would be the king in that timeline. But this is King Daphne's. He's from Old Hyrule, back in, you know, Wind Waker. He's a fan on this day, at least. At least the one that we get to play in the storyline. But anyways, that's going to be the next character. And speaking of which, we have 6 characters left before we are done with this particular part of the show. So I am excited to finally get on to different things. I'm also getting a little bit tired of doing this. So yeah, again, like I said before, we're going to have a little break. At least a week break from Hyrule Warriors, unfortunately. But don't worry, we'll get back into it soon. I'll see you guys in the next video. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.